As Chelsea fans, we need to start getting comfortable with the idea that when Real Madrid come knocking, they get what they want. And that's fine.
I'm fine.
That's okay. It was only a few days ago I spoke about Marc Cucurella's move to Real Madrid and the acceptance of he does not owe us anything. Our club is a circus. And Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. So why do the goalposts move when it's Enzo Fernández? Is it because of the fee? Is it because of the inconsistent performances? Is it because of the expectation? It could be any of those. So I'm reading here, right? From what Ornstein and Fabrizio are saying, this isn't a here we go situation. Real Madrid like him. Enzo seems open to the idea. And the response from Chelsea is, if you want him, pay it. But look, I think this... No, I know this saga, this journey, these rumors, they're going to split the fan base. Enzo Fernández alone splits the fan base. To add in the mix of Real Madrid coming to knock, we've seen it before. Hazard, Courtois, Rudiger. But I would liken this scenario to Courtois. Hazard won 2 Premier Leagues, a Europa League. Rudiger won a Champions League, was one of the, if not, one of the best defenders in Europe at the time. Courtois, the circumstances were different. We were still the Chelsea at the time. I mean, and look at that. Real Madrid came knocking and he still left. I just think there was a lack of loyalty, kind of similar to Enzo Fernández. But the difference between the two is we're now a circus. I think he is being vilified. I think he is being singled out for this particular transfer because of the fee. Trent's a different story. Trent is a Scouse boy born and raised. Been at Liverpool his entire professional career up until he made the transfer. It's different. Had been successful with the club. A Champions League, an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, a Premier League, everything. He'd won everything there is to win with Liverpool. And he was seen as the future captain. But Enzo Fernández, who transferred over a few years ago, I'm not talking 5, 10 years, I'm talking a couple of years ago. Not a Londoner, not London-born. Came over for 110 odd million quid. I can't single him out. I can't be in the same party that says he owes Chelsea, he's not allowed to leave. No, it's very much the case of if you pay the money, you can have him. You can have him, and I don't blame him. Look, some Chelsea fans see the technical ability, the passing range, the leadership, the vision that he has. Others see a midfielder that's bypassed, lacks physicality, and at most times has been inconsistent. If you look at Declan Rice, and you look at Enzo Fernández, who both operate in similar areas, who both transferred for a similar fee, it's a stark contrast. It's black and white. It's night and day. I've never really bought totally into the idea of Caicedo versus Rice. Nah, not really. I think it's more the case of Enzo versus Rice. The people in the party of Enzo would back it and say his goals and assists far outweigh Declan Rice. I'm of the belief that Declan Rice could have way more goals, way more assists if Arteta took off the fucking handbrake, like realistically. Edge of the box, have a pop. No, but his manager said to him, pass it off to the side. Let's increase the XG. Let's get a goal. Let's get more of a guarantee of a goal. Those are two players who I think should be compared. And look at the results of their transfers. Look at them. So if Real Madrid come knocking, right? If they say, we really want him, and as I understand it, have read, Enzo Fernández really wants it, personal terms agreed till 2032, fine. It should be the case of £120 million or we don't pick up the phone. There has to be a degree of recuperation of the transfer fee. There has to be, a satisfaction amongst the fan base because we are at least owed something, and a satisfaction amongst the executives, though it doesn't take much to please them. I don't want to hear 70 million plus unrealistic add-ons. I don't want to hear a loan, not that that would ever happen. I also don't want to hear cash plus swap deals. The thing is with Blueco is that they themselves are always looking at market opportunities. Jamie Gittins, market opportunity. Hato, market opportunity. Garnacho, market opportunity. So if they identify a Real Madrid player that has potential for appreciation in their transfer value, believe me, they'll pull the trigger. Again, I will not be mad at it if said player to join our club is of quality. I've seen a few names mention Carreras, Tchouaméni, who's that geezer up front for Madrid, striker, that Xabi Alonso signed, him, Dean Howson. Again, if it's of good quality, of an ilk that I can go, yeah, sure, don't mind that, fine. But we need to be proactive. Once Enzo Fernández is gone, we need to be proactive. It has to be a profile that complements Caicedo. It has to be a profile that we are willing to, as a fan base, compromise on. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, in the market, there are no individuals of similar profile, quality to Enzo Fernández. We can't have the vision, passing range, technical ability, as well as the physical prowess, box-to-box coverage, transitional play, ball carrying. We can't have that. There is a player I can think of, his name's Declan Rice, but he plays for Arsenal, and he ain't joining us anytime soon. But as of right now, there isn't someone that fits that profile. So the compromise is, for some, we'll get others. So maybe we lose out on the passing range, but we get the true box-to-box player. Maybe we lose out on the vision, but we have somebody who has a tackle in them. Do you know what I mean? A few names that I've looked at personally: Adam Wharton, Mateus Fernandez, Nemecha, Sangare at Lens. I've seen a few of their tapes. I've seen a few of their profiles, their stats, their key areas like I'll put it up. I'll put the graphic up. Progressive passes, etc., etc. I think Wharton's the cleanest fit. He's Premier League proven. He has ridiculous football IQ. His passing range knows no bound. He knows how to dig into a tackle. I'm not asking for a player that wins every single duel, but I'm asking for a player who will pair with Caicedo and say, look, I'm going to take some of the workload. I'm going to take this on. It might be him. It might be Adam Wharton, but I have a few reservations. It's a fitness thing. For me, it's a fitness thing. Look, if you want more of a defensive monster, you go Sangare. If you want a system piece who we have to sort of fit into the team along with the others, go for Nemecha. But Wharton's the direct replacement. It's just his fitness. If the only thing I worry about is his fitness, why is Crystal Palace taking him off in the 70th or 80th minute? But we've managed minutes quite well. I don't know what happened when Reece James was under the management of Rosinha, but under the management of Maresca, we saw him playing week in, week out. Granted, it was for 80 minutes, no more, no less. But we can still nurse and heal players into regular game time, into a better position than what they were. But yeah, look, we can rate Enzo, but we don't beg him to stay. It's as simple as that.